Hello and welcome back to our channel. My name's Lewis and you're watching Peepaw's Garage. Let's get down to brass tacks here. As you noticed, the audio is cut off from the video here because we had some music playing in the background like a couple of rookies. We were still getting used to filming, so if you would please be kind and be patient with us. I promise you, we're not going to have to do this for all the videos or the future videos, okay? Just for this one here. But I just wanted to talk to you for a second about what this is going on under here. What's going on underneath this vehicle? So after the next weekend and the previous video, you saw part 3 where we ended on the drive shaft and where we did the sway bar with a new coat of paint and got it all ground down so we could put some new color on there. Pop took it upon himself to start grinding away at all of the rust down under here after we got the gas tank and the differential out. And so we started to go under here and just sort of make a plan of attack here. Now, Pop's pointing to some of these corners here. They're going to be a little hard to get with our grinding tools. We have discs, cones, and things of that nature. But there's going to be some tight spaces in here that our tool just can't get into. So we have what's called rust converter to get into those tight spots to help chip away at the rest of that rust. Along with figuring out what we're going to do with these fuel lines and these brake lines. Mainly the fuel lines because they're pretty heavily surface rust, I guess you could say, if that's a word. So we're figuring out if we're maybe going to do a grind down on these lines, give them a new coat of paint, or if possibly just get a new set of lines. But we haven't priced any of that out yet, so that'll be in the future. We have to get all these rivets off in order to get the lines off in the first place. So let's get to work. Upon removing the bits and pieces that connect the rear fuel lines there, we noticed that the exhaust is loose from the header all the way back.
Well, come on now.
Man, it feels so much smoother after grinding on that. Pull back here too. Yeah, she looking good. Yeah, we're gonna need these screwdrivers to get these clips off, aren't we?
Yeah.
Put the screwdriver in this way maybe, or maybe put it in here, pull that tab down.
Yeah, pull the other tabs out.
Yeah. What are you using right now? You're using this one, right?
Well, I was using that one and the sanding disc.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
The sanding one's taking it off faster because that Scotch Brite is worn out.
You gonna take these bump stops off?
I don't know if we can get them off without ripping them.
Yeah. Vapors. Gas vapors.
Oh, the aroma of gas in the morning.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Someone hurry, bottle that up and sell it.
Oh, hey, look.
Wallet.
Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be there.
Moving to the front of the car in the engine bay, I can get my hand in here just to finish disconnecting the rest of the fuel line. It's not too bad. It was a little cramped, but very manageable.
longer to get back in here.
Yeah. The Ford Mustang has a rich history in American car culture. The Mustang created the pony car category for Cripe's sake. On its opening day, 22,000 units were sold, and the most popular color you will find a Mustang in is red. Among the many names proposed for the car before it was settled on Mustang, Cougar and Torino were suggested, both of which later made it into Ford's lineup, and the likes of which Cougar landed under Ford's subdivision, Mercury. This process here, for those of you who haven't done it, I don't know how else to describe it other than it sucks. That's the easiest way that I can explain it. When you're down in the trenches here and you have to, I mean, I suppose you could always just sort of not do a very good job, but that's not what we do over here. We try to do the best job we can, and with that comes a lot of tedious work, as you've seen on this channel many times before, to get in here and get these spots, to get them all cleaned out with the tools that we got. It can be very taxing after a lengthy part of time, and we did this for on and off for the better part of half a year. Now, I'm sure as most of you would probably know, the rear end in the Mustang is an 8.8 inch. These differentials were versatile in the fact that it came as both a solid axle or an independent rear suspension. Okay, now Mustangs from 86 to 93, excluding the SVO models and the 93 Cobra models, got this differential. And if I recall reading somewhere that you could install an Eaton Posi with a set of 31 spline axles and you would have a rear end that was as good, if not stronger, than a Chevy 12-bolt. Now, don't roast me if that's incorrect or not. Like I said, I have no information on that, whether that's correct or not. It was just something that I had read. However, for now, the intended purpose here is just to make it look like it came off the showroom floor, with perhaps maybe some minor tweaks here and there. We've only upgraded the differential cover. We're leaving the axles alone. We're not putting no posi or nothing with the gearing. We're gonna leave all of that stock. But what we want to do is just clean everything up. As you've been watching the videos here, everything is completely torn apart. It's all refurbished. It's left for the most part original, but you know, with very slight modifications here and there. We have the polyurethane bushings along with the tubular upper and lower control arms that we've been doing, as you can see in our previous videos. But when it comes to the axles, any performance upgrades other than what I just mentioned, we're leaving it all stock.
Look out, donkey. This donkey's been rejuvenated.
Oh, now you can see rust on them.
Yeah.
Well, try to get the rust off and
Yep.
paint them. Too bad they didn't fit in the blast cabinet.
Much better, yeah. With a light coating of rust here that we took off, all inside there. But they look good. Yep. Yep, looking good here. So at this moment in time, we're looking to get these axles painted out front. As you can see, we're getting a little overcast. getting these parts painted has been a mofo lately. Between the wind, for some reason this year in Arizona, the winds have just been coming in here blasting. They're just not letting up. And there's only so much wind we can have when we're painting these. I mean, take a look at this here. These pieces here, we didn't show you guys, but we had to redo these pieces. They were painted on a day that was, I mean, there was a small gust, but nothing bad. And some of the parts had been missing here where it was painted. It was a little splotchy down in here. Some of the grooves and the backing plates here weren't coated all the way. So we had to wait for a day that was no wind. So even the smallest of gusts or the smallest of winds can ruin your paint job. Now, why do I say this? Because sometimes if you have to get too close, you can experience runs, uneven paint, and it just won't look good. So you want to be able to have a certain distance away, spray evenly, and with the wind coming in, I mean, look at this. It may not seem like much, you know, and it really isn't. But when you have a fine spray coming out, picture this, you have a fine spray coming out trying to coat this surface evenly, any amount of wind is gonna just throw you off. So it's really important. I mean, that's why they have paint booths, right? It's a controlled area, and it helps for the best paint application possible. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of fancy equipment around here, so everything's got to be done outside. Like we said, we're not professionals by any means. We're just some guys that like to work on cars and just do the best we can with what we have. I mean, that's all you can do. But yeah, anyways, I digress. Oh, I'm just rambling on now. If you guys ever want to paint, temperature is also important. I'm not sure on the temperature. You don't want it too cold, and you can't paint in direct sunlight. So keep that in mind.
Thank you for watching our video and making our channel a part of your day. Go ahead and leave us a thumbs up. If you liked the video, drop a comment down below. I will almost always get back to you guys. Maybe perhaps not always right away, but I do look at them regularly. Consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out and helps push us forward and get our videos out there. It helps out with the algorithm. And don't forget, there is no substitute for good old-fashioned know-how.